One of the things we keep seeing pop up again and again are people who have been very outspoken against the vaccine, then dying from COVID, right? Earlier in the month, you had the likes of Leslie Lawrenson dying just 9 days after, saying that COVID is nothing to be afraid of.
I hope it is COVID, because I'd rather have the antibodies in my blood than take the jabs. Anyone who knows my opinion, anyone who has followed my comments on my Facebook page knows what I feel about the jab.
Also, notably, we've seen headlines like another conservative anti-vaccine radio talk show host succumbs to COVID, third in a month. And the most recent grabbing headlines being conservative Florida man and radio host Mark Bernier, who dubbed himself Mr. Anti-Vax, dying after a 3-week battle with COVID. You know, seeing stories and news like this, it's been challenging me as far as what I'm feeling, right? Self-appointed Mr. Anti-Vax, it wasn't just anti-vaccine or vaccine hesitant. He was someone with an audience that was then spreading other misinformation, fear-mongering. It's just doing things that it feels like makes the situation worse. And while those actions in his life make me angry, I'm not like joyous that he died, but I also don't feel anything for him specifically. And I think that's kind of like what I'm struggling with right now. Like, he was someone that, in my opinion, based off of having this audience and this megaphone, was making the situation worse. But he was someone that still had a family and friends who maybe now, because they see that it's a real risk, will get vaccinated, and there can be that silver lining, but I hate that anyone has to go through that pain. And then, like, the more that I thought about it, the more I had a little bit of a crisis of self. Because while I have been of the mindset that if you are anti-vax, you are making the issue worse, with people like Mark, it's hard not to view everyone else as a victim of misinformation and fear-mongering, to the point where you have people taking animal meds. And I really don't know what to do with those feelings. It's so much easier to look at the world as black and white. I don't know. In the past week, I saw someone that, it turns out, followed me, I think watched the show as well on TikTok. Seemed like a relatively young woman was in the hospital. There was a scary video where she's in the hospital, she hears someone crying out in the distance, others where she explains that she didn't get the vaccine. And one of the last videos before it's being said that she died, she said she wished she had gotten the vaccine. And while obviously, like, being eligible and not taking the vaccine, I've historically thought of those people as being part of the problem, I couldn't help but feel horrible. Right? She herself was also a victim of the misinformation and the fear-mongering, and I don't know what to do with that, because it brings back the feeling that a lot of us had during the pandemic of having a lot of anger and also a feeling of hopelessness that no matter what we do, nothing's going to change. But also maybe these hard lessons, people losing other people, like hitting closer to home, maybe that's also part of the reason that we're seeing now increased vaccination rates, also the likelihood of more mandates coming in. I don't know. Yeah, I really love to know your thoughts on this one, because, like, as far as the facts of the story, I got that down, but the feelings, the feelings are fucking with me. And so I do want to pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings with this story and the general situation?